Hi, my name's Emily and I'm going to teach you today how to set up your body for Pilates. It's very important that your body is in the right alignment for Pilates, otherwise you won't benefit from the exercises. Let's start by placing your feet hip distance apart on the mat. Now you need to gently rock forward and back on your feet. The point of this is to find your balance point. Find where you feel grounded and you're completely centered on your feet. Gently make the movement smaller until you've found that point. Now we're going to think about your knees. They need to be soft, so not fully bent, but just relaxed. If you straighten your knees so that they're locked, what you'll do is you'll throw the rest of your body out of alignment. So your bum will go back, your chest will move forward, and that is not what we call the neutral spine position. So, your knees are relaxed. Next part of your body you need to think about is your hips. So, we get these into the right position by either placing your hands on your hips, or you can place one hand on your abdomen and your other hand on your lower back, and you gently tilt your pelvis forward and then back. Forward and then back. Imagine you've got a bucket of water, the water's tipping over the edge, and what I want you to do is make that movement smaller until eventually the water sits flat in the bucket. Now we need to think about our pelvic floors. Everybody has a pelvic floor, men and women, although many men don't think that they do, as you only hear about it from women in pregnancies usually. So imagine your pelvic floor like 4 points of a diamond. You've got the top muscle, the bottom muscle, and you've got two muscles either side. I want you to imagine that diamond down in your pelvic floor. Now you're going to draw all those 4 points up, pull them up together. Imagine you're sort of lifting, you're going up in a lift. If you imagine you're going up in the lift all the way up to level 10, try and keep breathing, and then relax. Now I want you to do the same, but only go halfway this time, so up to level 5, and then relax. Now we're going to go all the way up to level 10 again. This time, instead of fully relaxing, go down to level 5. And now I want you to drop it almost halfway again so that you're sitting at level 3. And that's where you get out the lift. So that's where you need to stay throughout your Pilates exercises. Next part of your body, moving upwards, is your abdomen and your core muscles. You've got your side obliques, you've got your rectus abdominis, and you've got your deep core muscles. These are what we need to create stability in our exercises, and building your core will help improve your posture. I want you to imagine you've got a belt wrapped around your waist. If you tighten that belt all the way up to notch number 10, your muscles will draw in. Think about pulling your belly button towards your spine. Really use those abdominal muscles. That what you don't want to do is suck. So, using your abdominals, you can see the belly draw in. Sucking and holding your breath is a completely different thing. You get a dip here. You really need to use the muscles down here. So, you've tightened that belt up to notch number 10. Release it completely. Let's do it to notch number 5 this time. So halfway. Release it completely. All the way up to number 10 again. We're going to do the same as the pelvic floor. So I want you to release it halfway. And then release it almost halfway again. So that you've got a notch number 3 engagement. So your pelvic floor is at level 3 and your core muscles are working at notch number 3. Now, moving up the body, we get to the shoulders. So I want you to gently roll your shoulders up and down and up and round and down, and draw them back down the back of your spine, almost like you're creating a V with your shoulder blades. Last but not least is your chin and your head. So imagine you've got a golden thread pulling from the crown of your head upwards. This will draw your crown up and very, very slightly tuck your chin. You're almost drawing your chin towards the back of your neck, but you're not dipping your head, and you're certainly not facing the ceiling. You just want to have that straight horizontal line in front of your eyes. Okay, that's your setup. Now for the breathing. Breathing in Pilates is called lateral thoracic breathing. There are different types of breathing in different disciplines of exercise. It's important that you use this type of breathing in Pilates, as other types of breathing aren't suited. There are other disciplines which use sort of deep belly breathing. This makes it impossible to actively use your core throughout exercises, so we avoid that. We do something called lateral thoracic breathing. So you're breathing into your rib cage. To learn this, if you interlink your fingers over your ribs, you're going to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and really think about breathing into your rib cage, expanding your rib cage, and then pushing the air back out so your rib cage comes back together. You will be able to feel this if you're doing it correctly by interlinking your fingers, as your fingers will come apart slightly. So let's give it a go. Breathe in for 5. Breathe in and out. Let's do it a couple more times. Now I want you to relax your arms down. Make sure you're still holding all those other points. So your knees are relaxed, your pelvis is in neutral spine alignment, your pelvic floor is at level 3, your belt is on notch number 3, your shoulders are V-shaped down the back of your spine, and your crown is lifted. Now let's do 3 more breaths. That's it. You're now ready to go with the warm-up.